Hi Queens, it's Viv again. Last time we looked at Lunar's illusion zone story, which, plot twist, was actually Louis' illusion story because, Lunar is dead. If you haven't seen it yet, do check it out. It's literally the saddest story in all of Love, Nikki. It made me cry. In this video, let's give some love to Nikki's biggest simp, Kimi. Let's go. Like this video for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe for everything you need to know about Love Nikki and Miracle Nikki from a veteran 99% of wardrobe player. So it's going to bring you to a map that sort of looks like the streets of Apple. Let's go into the first story. A cloud of swirling sand surges towards the dark cave. A terrifying black whirlpool swallows it all, signifying the beginning of the end. Oh, someone's gonna die. I'm just kidding. No one's going to die here. If you're looking for death, it's going to be the other story. The flowing sand continues surging forward. Nikki looks around and sees a faint reflection of her face amidst the flowing sand. Oh, wait. Didn't we see this before? Oh, yeah. It seems like Nikki's going through the same thing that she went over at Lunar story. Oh, what's happening? In a daze, she reaches out her hand and sees her reflection in the sand doing the same. Her fingertips touches that of her reflection, but she doesn't feel anything. This is me? As the scene extends further, Nikki seems to see herself along with countless other familiar faces and unfamiliar moments she never experienced. A reconstruction of situations in time and space? Does this mean that all these are possible future outcomes generated by data simulations? Nikki walks on slowly, the space in front of her twisting and churning. The sand flows faster in the shape of a vortex, speeding towards one direction. The countless grains of sand are sucked towards a pitch-black mouth of a cave in an eerie dark whirlpool that devours it all. Nikki steps in his periphery and is immediately sucked inside as well. Oh, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Oh, hey, we've seen this already in Lunar's story. A strange force of gravity sends Nikki spinning and freewheeling towards the depths of the vortex. She's breathless, dizzy, vision blurry as she watches the sand flows on. What she feels right now is utter silence, something pure and deathly quiet. As the loss of gravity tears at Nikki's consciousness, she can't help thinking about the fate of Maryland, the destined bitter end. Is this the destiny of Maryland? Utter destruction? As her consciousness fades away and she falls into the unknown abyss, she noticed a splotch of light ahead. It's right there in the middle of the vortex, tiny, almost impossible to spot, but Nikki still uses the last bit of her strength to touch it. The second she touches the spot of light, it seems to increase in size. A slit of sand surges inside, ripping something open in the dark fabric of the vortex. A white light flashes past Nikki's eyes, and her consciousness fades away. Okay, so nothing happened. It was just the intro showing that Nikki's going into another illusion zone. Alright, let's step into the story. A familiar voice awakes Nikki, who opens her eyes to see a blurry film playing on the screen. What's going on? Let's begin the story. The girl that would change the course of fate descends to the continent. It all begins on that day. Nikki, the movie is starting. Wake up! Nikki awakens to a familiar voice. She opens her eyes and finds herself in a dim place. She turns her head and sees a familiar face, only it looks more mature than she recalls. Kimi? Nikki, what's up? Kimi asks as she sees Nikki staring at her in the daze. Nikki twists her head and sees something playing on a giant screen. Is it? It is a movie about how Maryland was saved. We've been looking forward to it for a long time. It's finally here. But Nikki opens her mouth to recount what just happened, but no sound comes out. Warning, program will be terminated if any violation of computing logic is detected. A mechanical voice speaks in Nikki's head. Nikki, are you alright? Looking at Kimi's concerned face, Nikki shakes her head. I'm okay. So this is the future of computing? What's with the vortex? I can't tell them we're in a simulation because that'll violate the computing logic. The movie has started, but it's a blur as if playing behind a layer of veil. Even its sound has become a mess of static noise. Huh? Nikki turns her head and looks at Kimi and sees her staring intently at the screen. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. What's going on? Is this movie a violation of the computing logic too? Is that why I can't watch or hear it? Nikki recalls what Kimi just said. A movie about Maryland being saved? The reason I appeared in the future is because Maryland has been saved? But I can only see a blurry mess. Is it because depicting the story of how Maryland was saved is beyond the program's computing capacity? Staring at the blurry screen, Nikki falls into deep thought. At the end of the movie, a roar of applause ripples through the audience, mixed with faint sobbing. I'll never forget those moments. Thank you, Nikki. Kimi turns her head and says, her eyes red with tears. You're saying I'm the one who? Kimi doesn't seem to hear what Nikki said. She regains her composure and stands up. Okay, let's go. The Cloud Empire visitors will arrive tomorrow. Nikki, why don't you come and help me pick something formal to wear? Okay, let's do this. So this is elegant and mature, and what I ended up wearing was this mumbo jumbo right here. Alright, so let's get dressed and let's quickly pass this. Oh, so Kimi is asking me to help her pick some clothes, but I'm fighting against her. Okay, I like that logic. Why can't I use charming? Oh, there you go. Thank goodness I got the charming in. Alright, 119k. I completely demolished my GF. Okay, so I got the 5 illusion sand, and alright, moving on to the next stage. It looks like it's going to be a story. Cloud Empress, eh? On a sunny autumn afternoon, some visitors from Cloud Empire arrive from the sky. Let's go. A strong wind blows, bringing coolness to the sunny autumn afternoon. Kimi, wearing a suit, stands outside the tarmac. Next to her are a few government officials chatting in low voices. I contacted the Cloud Empire diplomat yesterday and learned that their visitor will arrive at 2 o'clock this afternoon in a private jet, which is in half an hour later. Do you have the list of visitors? They will be sent over last week, but I hear the Cloud Empress might come too. Not sure if she'll be among the visitors, though. The Cloud Empress might be among the visitors? A flicker of excitement flashes across Kimi's face. Yes, the Cloud Empire owes its prosperity to the Empress's wise leadership. Our two countries are growing closer than ever. It's said that the Empress planned this trip long ago. Don't worry, we're well prepared. But if the Empress comes too, this will be more than just a diplomatic exchange. You mean? Kimi cuts off Paris and looks up to the sky. There's a faint roar. Nikki, standing not too far behind Kimi, raises herself on tiptoe and gazes into the distance. Airplane comes into view and slowly lands on the tarmac. Its door slowly opens, revealing a young girl. She is in her early teens, wearing a golden crown, clad in a golden dress embroidered with a dragon in the golden thread. Her face is a mixture of innocence and solemnness. Kimi walks up to her. Others quickly follow. Your Majesty, on behalf of the Apple Federation, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to you and your fellow travelers. I'm impressed by your prosperity of the Apple Federation. It really lives up to its reputation. The two exchange a smile and a handshake. Okay, moving on to stage 4. Looks like it's going to be a battle stage. In the Welton Library, a futurism exhibit is being held, a collaboration between Apple Federation and Cloud Empire. This is the history section of the Welton National Library, where one can learn about the development of the nation since its conception, from the farming industry to modern tech. Nikki follows Kimi and the Cloud Empress, studying the exhibit items in interest, fascinated by the array of newfangled excitement inventions. So this is how the Apple Federation will look like in the future? Nikki glances at Kimi, who's standing close, explaining the exhibit items to the Cloud Empress. Her posture is dignified, smile graceful, every move sophisticated and confident. Kimi grew up so much, just like she's always wished to. This is the reenactment of the scene back when Federal Astronautic Bureau were holding a test flight of a cargo aircraft. Currently, a passenger aircraft, Pa Turley 7, is in production. And Kimi continues introducing the exhibits to the Cloud Empress, who's very focused on the items displayed in the window. They slow down a bit to converse. Your nation is developing at an astonishing pace under your rule. We from Cloud Empire have a lot to learn from you. There's no need to be so humble. The manufacturing industry in Cloud Empire has been progressing speedily these years, making you a top contender in Maryland. I've heard that your nation is currently working on the development of new energy technologies. Once you've achieved a breakthrough, it will be hugely beneficial for all of Maryland. A soft smile appears on the Cloud Empress's face. Our tech level is still far behind compared to yours. I've heard the Apple Federation has plans to start a third-gen communications project. Do we have the honor to be a part of it? Naturally, the third-gen communication project is meant to be a collab between nations. We welcome the participation of talents from all countries to help us achieve breakthroughs. Alright, here's to future successes of the third-gen communication projects, to the revolution of communication methods on Maryland, and to a great collab between our nations. I trust that this will be a pleasant, successful collaboration. And President Kimi smiles at the Cloud Empress. A similar glint flashes through the eyes of both of them. Clearly, they've come to an understanding. After viewing the exhibit, the group arrives at the video center. The Cloud Empress motions at the Minister of Foreign Affairs behind her to hand the prepared video to a worker. A promotional documentary from Cloud Empire begins to play on the huge screen. A long shot from above the majestic cloud Capitol Palace, the Bay of Kang River surrounded by lush mountains, and the bustling long streets night market. Nikki feels a pang in her heart when she sees the familiar scenes on the screen. The next scene shows factories mushrooming over the land. Gigantic machines are harvesting wheat all over the farmland, driven by workers. A smile can be seen on every face. Is this what the future of Cloud Empire will be like? Nikki grins under the light from the projector that casts on her face. After the video is over, Kimi turns around to face Nikki and the Cloud Empress. I've prepared another surprise for you, but you should change into an outfit suitable for visiting a theme park. Okay, I guess we're going on a theme park date. Lively and cute, eh? So this is what I ended up wearing for Lively and Cute. Perfect for the theme park. Oh gosh, I look like a monstrosity. Why am I wearing roller skates to a theme park? Oh Jesus. There goes the warm up next. Lively, worth a bunch of points. I'm gonna get my charming and it's gonna land on cute. Wow, that's worth a bunch of points. 122k. Boom, that's how you do it. That is how you get an S in this game. Thank you, Momo, for the compliments. I got 5 illusion sand, which is the max that you can get. Okay, so moving on to the next stage. This is going to be a story stage. Fireworks. As the Ferris wheel carriage rises to the sky, fireworks blossom. A scene straight out of a beautiful eternal dream. The sun is setting. The afterglow is cast upon the bustling city, adding beauty and color to the glamour of the day. As the Ferris wheel carriage climbs higher, the city streets become more crisscrossing lines like a perfectly divided chessboard. Isn't it beautiful? Kimi's voice sounds next to Nikki, who's gazing out the window, snapping her back into reality. Nikki turns to smile and nod at the Cloud Empress, who's also mesmerized. This is what I think this world should be like. No wars, no conflict. Some things haven't really changed. Misfortune still exists in every corner of this world, even if things are developing towards a better direction. I believe that. I believe too that a truly wonderful future definitely exists. Aww. As the carriage reaches the highest point, the final rays of light disappear along with the setting sun. Night has fallen. Suddenly, with a bang, a beam of light shoots out from the ground and disappears in the sky. The very next moment, a huge brilliant firework explodes, lighting up the dark. Nikki reaches out towards the fireworks. Her fingertips make contact with the ice-cold glass, but it feels like they've touched the brilliant color themselves. Ooh. One One booming firework after another explodes in the sky, fleeting yet seeming to go on forever, like a never-ending dream. Nikki stares, mouth agape, choking up a little from the beautiful colors. So bright, so untouchable. A future as beautiful as this definitely exists, right? Her gaze sweeps past the people around her. They're all smiling, focused on the fireworks. Even the face of the usually solemn Cloud Empress seems to have become a bit innocent. Kimi turns to meet Nikki's eyes. Do you know how I managed to save Maryland? What, Nikki? Do you have something to say? Warning, program will be terminated if any violation of computing logic is detected. The familiar mechanical tone sounds once more. Seeing the confusion on Kimi's face, Nikki finally shakes her head with a smile. I know that none of this is real. I haven't really traveled to the future world. But as long as the possibility exists, as long as Maryland still has a future, then it means that what I'm fighting for is meaningful, right? Perhaps this is the Maryland I want to protect. That this future is the one that I want to protect. Nikki smiles, closing her eyes. The faded fireworks are still vivid in front of her eyes. Next to her ears, the hands of the clock begins ticking once more. Tick tock, tick tock. Nikki feels weightless once more. She blinks open her eyes and finds herself in front of the terrifying dark vortex once more, watching grains of sand surging into its depth. And that is the story. So in this future, Nikki sees Kimi and she is very happy that Kimi's dream of being a mature leader has finally been achieved. Yay! So happy for Nikki, so happy for Kimi. Kimi's still simping for Nikki after all these years. I mean, Kimi is the one who brings Nikki to the meeting with the Cloud Empress. What happened to Joe? I want to show you an item right here called Pink Fragrance. It says tabloids. Many people are wondering whether Kimi and Joe are a couple. The truth is, Kimi prefers Nikki. There you have it. Nikkimi is canon. And they're both just mega simps for each other. Alright everyone, that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to my Patreons. I love y'all so much. If you want to be a part of my Patreon and have your name in my video, link is in the description below. Alright, I will see y'all next time. Subscribe or I'll delete your Love Nikki account. Peace, peace.